What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and it is North London Derby weekend, and you know what time it is. It's time for a combined 11 between Tottenham and Arsenal. We've got lead judges here to debate who gets into this combined 11. I know Arsenal have been probably the better team over the past couple of years.
Probably?
But probably.
Oh, all right.
Probably. Only probably, just about. But we still got some good players. I'm going to fight my corner to get as many Spurs players in this 11 as I can.
Good luck with it.
We're only, just to stack the odds in our favour, we're only picking players who are available this weekend. So,
That's fair enough.
Exactly, come on. It's about who would play in this weekend's combined 11. So, we're going to go 4-3-3 formation. We're going to start off in goal. We've got Vicario over Raya. Spurs had the chance to go Raya, and we rejected him and went for Vicario. I think that's how it went, isn't it? We rejected David Raya. Right? We wanted Vicario, and it paid off pretty well for us. But
listen, this time last season, if you'd have given me that question, I would say yes, 100%. I thought, your goalkeeper would definitely be there. But this season, Raya has just, well, I think like towards the back end of last season and all that, it's proved me wrong. Because I was a big Ramsdale fan. And I know you guys were as well, like, you know. So
I was telling you how many times I told you Ramsdale's overrated.
Yeah,
I told you so many times.
But you know, there's, and you know what I say it. You know, for me, Raya really steps up. I know he made the mistake here. After that mistake, he never put a foot wrong, and it's since like his confidence has grew.
You watched the North London Derby? He chucked one right at Romero.
When was that?
When you beat us.
Yeah. But after that, then when we was 3-2 down, you put it on us. He come out, caught everything. I think from then on, he's just gone up the level for me. So like this time last year, I wouldn't be fighting for Raya, but I think this season he's proved that he's probably like one of the top goalkeepers now.
I think Vicario has
I'm a big fan of Vicario.
Yeah, he's been a really good signing for us. I think where Raya probably has the edge, probably on Vicario, is how he is with the ball at his feet. He's very good at that kind of stuff. I think when it comes to shot stopping and stuff, I think Vicario might be slightly better. But I think, you know what, Raya's made some top saves this season.
That's why I put him in there. Like, if you'd have said to me before the season, I'd have still gone for Vicario, but because of that shot stopping. But Raya now is making those sort of saves, so I'm going to have to say Raya.
I'll tell you what, I'll put Raya in there as long as he chucks on at Romero again, like he did last year. I'll take it. I'll put Raya in there. We'll go left back first. I think Destiny Udogie, obviously. Who do you reckon is going to start there on Sunday?
Timber.
You reckon Timber's going to start there?
Quality player, but not the levels that he needs to be at the moment because of injury. And
big injury. Obviously, you've got Calafiori, you've got Zinchenko even who could play there now, but you're saying Timber's going to play there. Obviously, Udogie, I think, has been a bit of a revelation ever since starting for Tottenham last season. He's strong, he's quick. No one really can bully him physically. He's so physically strong. On the ball as well, he's really good in tight spaces, good going forward. I would pick him over Timber. Timber, obviously, there's a lot of talk about him before he signed for Arsenal, but I haven't seen him, unfortunately.
No, I agree with you. I think, Udogie probably at this moment. When I say probably, I think he is. I think, everything you said, I can't disagree with. And I think that when he weren't playing last season, you missed him.
Especially in the game against Arsenal,
yeah,
Saka, Burn, Davis. And if there was a Udogie there, it could have been a different story.
Could have been, but he weren't. You can't go down that road. No. So. But I think it suits Arsenal's play as well because he's very, very attack-minded as well. But as you say, I think he can defend well. I think if you look at it over the last couple of seasons, you were saying pound for pound, who's your best signing? You're probably him.
100%. All right, we got one in there, Destiny Udogie. Right back, obviously we've got Pedro Porro. You're probably going to, I'm guessing, going for Ben White. He's going to start.
Yeah, I think probably Ben White. If I've been really, I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league, and I think that if it comes down, I think both very, very good going forward. I just think that Ben has just got the edge defensively, and over the last couple of seasons has been, I have to say, he's been outstanding for Arsenal.
I think you're right. White has the edge defensively. I do think Porro offensively has actually got the edge. What I have to say is I don't like his attitude, Ben White. He's a little shithouse. He tries to...
gets you in.
Yeah, honestly, it pisses me off. He tries to take off Vicario's gloves. He doesn't even consider a call-up for England. He doesn't want to be considered for England because he should be starting. Who do you think he is better than Trent, better than these right-backs? He thinks a lot of himself, doesn't he, Ben White?
I don't know if he thinks a lot. I don't understand that. I think, I can understand it if you don't like the manager and you want to have a fallout of Gareth Southgate, but that's different now. To still not want to play for, I can't understand that, if I'll be really honest. But you know, I don't.
As an Arsenal fan, I don't think you'd care if he doesn't want to play for England.
Listen, I'm going to be really honest. He ain't going to get injured playing for England, is he? So exactly. I'm club versus country. I'm club all the time. So from that point of view, I am. But I do understand it when people say, "Oh, why don't want to play for England?" It looks a bit arrogant. If I'll be honest, I don't think he is. I think he's a nice enough kid. But like, you know, sometimes things like that can go against you a little bit, like, you know. But he's still a wonderful player. You know, listen, I know the way Trent plays for England, yeah, that's great and all that. But there are times when horses for courses, you need someone that's going to be in there and defend. So I do think that he, you know, is definitely good enough to be in the squad for England. But there you go.
I actually do think Porro might be a better footballer, but I do think Ben White's a better defender. And if we're going for a right back, I'll give you Ben White, just because I think he's been very consistent over the last 6 months.
He's a better footballer than what you think he is.
He's a good footballer, but Porro's a real exceptional passer. I don't think Ben White has Porro's passing ability. I don't think so. Like, and his crossing ability. Like, Porro has amazing technique on those things. Like, he takes our set pieces. He's very good at that kind of front. But defensively, I can't argue with Ben White. I think Ben White's better. All right, centre-backs, you've got, Saliba and Gabriel are going to be playing. We got Romero and Mickey van de Ven, the centre-backs. Obviously, Saliba and Gabriel, probably the best two centre-backs on form in the Premier League last season. But, you know, Cuti Romero's won 3 back-to-back trophies of Argentina. If we're going by internationals, I've got to bring in the international record.
Yeah, if you want to bring that in,
anyway, but he's, just won the Copa. I think he's had not the best start to the season, but I think you saw how he played in the North London derby. He could have had a hat-trick in that game. It was incredible. Mickey van de Ven, fastest centre-back in the Premier League as well. I think Saliba has to be in there. But I don't know, Gabriel's great, but I think when it comes to it, I think I'd still prefer Mickey van de Ven.
If you're going to go separate, in my opinion, and we'll have a debate about it. If you want to put Saliba in up against whoever you want to go against, then Saliba gets through, like, you know. But if you want to put Gabriel up against Romero, I'll question it. But if you want to go Van de Ven, I see it. If Gabriel was playing for Spurs and Van de Ven was playing for Tottenham, I wouldn't want to swap over.
Exactly.
And the same for you, like. So I get that. I'm a big Gabriel fan. I think he's very, very underrated. If there's one question, I think he's not perhaps as good on the ball as a Brazilian should be. But, you know, he's a big, strong player and all that. And as a partnership, obviously, I ain't going to swap that up. But I do like Van der Ven. I think he's got attributes. If you want to put him in there in front of Gabriel, I'll let you have it.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because Saliba and Gabriel play on the opposite sides to Romero and Van de Ven, but in terms of the roles they do for the team, Van de Ven probably is more similar to Saliba and Romero is probably more similar to Gabriel in that sense, in terms of like the role they play. But all right, Lee said Van de Ven, I'm taking Van de Ven. I think he's got to be in there. So Van de Ven gets in. All right, midfield 3, we're probably, I'm guessing, it's an interesting one what we're going to do on Sunday, but I'm going to put forward Basuma, Kulusevski and Maddison, because Decky's been playing midfield this season, been playing amazingly. So I think he's probably going to go with that. What's interesting is what you're going to go with in midfield, with no Rice and no Odegaard.
Yeah, well, and them two would definitely get in and probably Party would have been all of our 3, like, you know. So, and that, you know, we've only got Party in there. So
luckily, you have to be available for this weekend to qualify for the combined 11.
You have to be there. So, like, no Odegaard, no Rice. So I'm bringing Maddison in to take Odegaard's position, because I think we might go with Trossard. Let's say we go with Trossard. You know, Maddison's more playing there regular and everything like that. So I'd go Party. And do you know what? I'm a big fan of Sarr. I think he's you know, Basuma gets a lot of praise and all that, but I'm not really like sold on him, if I'll be honest. I think he's not been as good as what he was at Brighton. So I'm going to have to, you know, at this moment in time, Jorginho's a very, very good player, by the way, but I think like the legs that you need in there, if you was to say who's the better player, so I'm going to go them.
So what, Jorginho, Partey, Maddison? That's
no, I'm going like Partey, Sarr and Maddison.
Partey, Sarr, and Man. I didn't even put Sarr forward, but I'll take him. He's
What, in place of?
Well, I reckon we're going to go Kulusevski in the middle. I reckon Kulusevski can play in the 8 because ever since the back end of last season, he's moved into a central role now. He plays that role for Sweden as well. And he started the season playing as a number 8 for us next to Maddison. And he's been exceptional. He was our best player in pre-season. And he was, like going forward, I think you're going to be surprised how effective he's going to be in that middle, how strong he is. He's a really strong centre mid. Maddison started the season really well. Basuma has as well, but consistency-wise, I do think Partey is a more consistent player. But what I would say is Partey has mixed fortunes against Spurs, doesn't he? Sometimes he has a good game, sometimes he doesn't. So sometimes he can get overremon if you don't have legs. That's why you've got Rice. Exactly. Hobbling off the pitch a lot of the time.
He did do that, and he also I remember him sending Maddison out to get a programme like last season.
Yeah, that's also true.
So he's got that ability. He can be a mix. I'll give you that.
Why? What's going on with him? Because why are you not giving him a contract? Why is there always questions about his future if he's so good?
Fitness. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's not as durable as you would want a midfield player to be. Like, you know. So listen, you know, I'm hoping Mikel at this moment in time's keeping him like wrapped in cotton wool because he's so important for our next couple of games. I'd actually play him today on Sunday against Spurs, and I wouldn't play him in Italy. I'd leave him out and then make sure that he's ready for Man City, like, you know. So that's how important he is to us, like, you know.
Right. So Partey, Maddison, and Kulusevski. I'm taking that all day long. And front 3.
It wouldn't be in normal circumstances. But, like,
this is a combined 11 for this specific fixture.
Yes.
Which Rice
Sorry, keep saying that.
All right, front 3 on the right. Okay, I'll give you Bukayo Saka.
Thank you.
I'll allow you Bukayo Saka over Brennan Johnson or Odebear even, but obviously Saka, he also has starting to get a good record against us, isn't he? He scored a few goals now against us. I don't like it at all, but seems to always have a penalty as well against us. He likes the penalty against us.
He likes a goal against you as well.
He does like a goal against us. But someone who likes to go against Arsenal is Heung-min Son on the left-hand side. So I think I'm going to be taking him ahead of Trossard or Martinelli, I'm assuming, but Son is still one of the best strikers in Europe, in my opinion.
Listen, I think like Martinelli and like Trossard can get a go. I don't think Martinelli's been at his best for a little while. I don't know why that is, like, you know. And Son, as we were saying earlier on, has always still got a chance in that. So I'll give you Son on the left-hand side.
And I'm wearing his merch, so I can't not have Son. No ordinary Sunday. Get some Sonny merch.
Let that happen. Come on. Then, like, you know.
Sonny's in there. All right, this one's interesting up front. So I think Solanke's going to be fit. So I'm going to put Solanke in there. I'm assuming you're going to put Kai Havertz up front.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is there a debate to be had there? Because Solanke last season, 19 Premier League goals. Havertz hasn't got anywhere near that. He's playing for a Bournemouth side as well. Obviously, we've only seen one game of him in the Spurs shirt. But I know Kai Havertz is in great form, but if we're going on form, I could easily put Solanke in there because he got 19 goals last season. He's also a number 9. If we're talking pure number 9, someone in the box, you know, I know Havertz is a physical threat, but would you not rather Solanke up front than Havertz?
I'd never swap Solanke for Havertz. Like,
no?
I mean, no.
Why?
Because I think Havertz.
Because good for, you know, if we're talking form.
You just turned around to me and said, you know, Kulusevski is good and doing all that. Like, wait till you see what Havertz can do. He's a very, very good player. Since January, when he moved up front to where he is now, there's been no one better other than Haaland in that role.
But you know, if we're talking about that, how many goals did Solanke get in that time? Probably a similar amount.
Might have done, but like, you know, like
for Bournemouth, a much inferior team. Much inferior team.
Yeah. But you know, at this moment in time, it's not 100% sure, if I'm not correct, if Solanke's going to be fit or not. He wasn't fit for the last game, so we're now saying that he is going to be fit.
It looks like he's going to be fit at the moment. There's no guarantees.
Well, at the end of the day, look, you know, we can listen. We had a little thing about Romario a minute, about his World Cup goals and all that, like, you know, and trophies and all that, like, you know. So
Solanke's got one cup for England.
Solanke, and Havertz has got a few more for Germany. So, like, on the back of that, listen, I'm going to be really honest. I'm a big Kai Havertz fan. I like the way he plays.
Even when he wasn't doing well,
I've always backed him. You can go back to everything there. I like what he does. I think since he's gone up front, I think he's really, really good. Makes Arsenal play better. That's why I'm a little bit reluctant when people keep saying, "Oh, we could put Kai Havertz back in the midfield for this game." I think that he brings in players. He don't just score goals; he assists in goals. I wouldn't swap Kai Havertz, but Solanke at the moment.
Has he ever had a season as good as what Solanke had last season in terms of the Premier League?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe last season, like definitely had a. Listen, I don't know how many goals Kai Havertz would have got if he'd have stayed up front all the last season, on the run that he was on. So it's a difficult one. You're not putting Richarlison up there,
not this time.
No,
not this time. Wait for him to get back in the Brazil team and in the Spurs team, and then maybe.
Yeah. So listen. I think if you be really honest, Solanke is a little bit unknown at the moment. I thought he'd done well against Leicester when he, in that game. So, and I think he's a better footballer than what a lot of people are making him out to be.
Agreed.
I think he's been a little bit harshly done there. But I think Kai Havertz is a class above. I really do. I honestly think Kai Havertz, this is only my opinion, will be, a lot of people will be going at the end of the season, wow, I didn't realise he was that good.
Could say the same for Solanke.
He could well
19 goals for
19 goals for who?
Bournemouth.
Right, how many has he got for Spurs?
Well, he's only played one game.
It doesn't matter.
He's only
Kai Havertz has played 3 games and got 2 goals. So if you're going on current form, you've got to have the goal scorer, surely. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Will Havertz ever get a
I'm not about it. We're talking about here and now. At this moment in time.
So we're going from the last game. Then,
from the last game,
3 games
the last game, right? I see Solanke miss a couple of good chances against that brilliant Premier League powerhouse in Leicester.
Yeah.
And I see Kai Havertz score.
He scored, okay, but that's only one game. The season's 3 games old.
3 games old. So
I'm saying,
I'm 3 games old.
If you're going over a form of a long period, you could definitely argue Solanke. You could definitely make that argument because will Havertz ever have a season where he scores 19 Premier League goals? I mean, that's debatable. I know he offers more, but Solanke also offers a lot of hold-up play. He also hasn't played.
Did you get 19 Premier League goals this season, did he?
I think so.
Last season, like?
No. Sorry, what's the question?
No, like Solanke got 19 goals.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll get 19 goals this season?
I'm back it.
So
I back it.
All right. We'll come back to this conversation when it's the next game. But I think Havertz will outscore him.
You think, Havertz will outscore him? That sounds like a bet to me.
Yeah, we can have a bet on it, you know what I mean? They're different, but I just think that Havertz will contribute a lot more. So if you want to go for a charity,
£50 bet to charity?
Shall we go for it?
We're doing it. £50 bet to charity. There we go. Solanke will outscore Havertz. Whoever wins the bet, gets their player in the combined 11.
They're 50-50 at the moment. But listen, I get what you say about Solanke. And I do think he'll score goals for Spurs. I really do, if he stays fit. But he hasn't done it for Spurs at this moment in time.
All right, fair enough. Only 1 game played, but fair enough. Managers, Ange versus Arteta.
Oh.
Now, Arteta's obviously finished above Ange last season, and he's just signed a new 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Fair play, long-term commitment. He's now in his 6th season at Arsenal, right? This is his sixth season?
5th, I think. I'm not too sure.
It depends if you count the first one as a whole season. Okay. 5th or 5.5 years now he's been at Arsenal. 1 trophy, he won the FA Cup. Ange has, throughout his career, won many trophies. Won the Asia Cup with Australia, their only ever competitive trophy. No mean feat. You can, obviously he's won with Celtic and whatever. But, obviously in the Premier League after 1 season, Arteta finished above him. That was Ange's first season. You take Arteta's first season in the Premier League, he probably couldn't finish as high as what Ange did last year. So, if we're going on trophies, Ange wins it. If we're going on current form, obviously Arteta wins it because he finished above Ange. But who, in terms of their best achievement, Arteta, I guess, winning the FA Cup is his best achievement, and Ange winning the Asia Cup with Australia, I would argue, is maybe even tougher. Their only ever competitive trophy. There must be a reason why they haven't won any trophies. It can't be easy to win the Asia Cup with a team like Australia.
When he's challenging for the title, then we've got
he's challenged for the title in other leagues. He won with Japan.
Yeah, well, he's won himself. Listen, his CV is very, very good. And, I don't know about this finger, because I think, would I want Ange as manager at Arsenal? No. You know, 100% no. Would you want Arteta? I don't think you would. I think Ange suits Tottenham, and Arteta suits Arsenal, like, you know. And I think with Ange, he had a very, very good team here anyway, where he hasn't had to strip it all the way back like Arteta has.
Oh, he did. He did. Yeah. First of all, he lost his best ever player, and he had our best ever player. Sorry, and he's a massively aging squad. You know, Lloris. He had a Højbjerg. He had a lot of old Emerson. He had a lot of old players that we had to get rid of and completely freshen up and sign a lot of younger players. I think people also forget when Arteta signed. Yes, you had to strip a lot back, but you still had good players like Aubameyang. You had Lacazette. You had good attackers. Ozil's a very good player. I know he was getting older, but these also good players. Like Ange had also a massive rebuilding job to do, and he did well in the window, got us to 5th.
So why is there grumblings about him then?
Because we've only won one game the first 3 games, even though we should have won all 3 with the way we played.
Is that on the back of what happened last season?
And the back end of last season, it didn't end so well. But look.
So you're going to go Ange?
But in Arteta's second season, he had 8 consecutive defeats, didn't he?
Well, no, listen, you go on if you want to go on the first couple of seasons, Arteta was woeful. If I'll be really honest, like it's only like the last couple of seasons, that he's made Arsenal. Listen, how I look at it with Arsenal now is that every time I go to Arsenal, I don't think we're going to lose. That's what Arteta has brought to the football club, right? We're going to lose somewhere along the line, but I don't feel like when I'm going to Liverpool, coming here, going to Man City, that I'm thinking, how many goals it's going to be. So we've turned it around a little bit like that. Listen, I think.
How do you, when it comes to Arteta? Yeah, he's done amazing in the league, but are you not a bit annoyed in terms of how you've the domestic cups and the European cups?
I was just about to say that. I think like he's got to improve on cup competitions. You know what I mean? Like going out against West Ham last season early, and like the FA Cup. The last 2 seasons we've gone out early away to Man City and at home to Liverpool. No disgrace, but you need to get. I think that he needs to go deeper into cup competitions. I do believe that. So. Listen, I think that we're on different paths at this moment in time, and it's hard to say, But listen, I think Ange has done well for Tottenham. I think he really has. So I'm not one to criticise him and all that, and with Arteta, there's got to be more to come from him. If I'll be honest, he's got to do other things. So it's a difficult one. That night, But I'm going to go Arteta because at the end of the day, he's challenging for titles.
He is. He's challenging titles, and Ange has won titles. That's the final
he has in Celtic. He has done well. But listen, you still got to win them.
You're right.
You know what I mean? It's not give me people go, he's won things at Celtic.
I think his most impressive one is for Australia. Winning the Asia Cup for Australia is a very impressive achievement.
I go along with that, but I also think that when you're at Celtic, and a lot of people don't appreciate this, is that you've got every team that they play against is up for it tenfold, and he has to get his team up for every single game because they know that they're playing against teams that are not as good. So to be able to do that, you still got to do that, So I don't when they go, he's won, he's Celtic, and just
dismiss it.
I don't think you should. So no, but international football's different to club football. And so I'm gonna go with Arteta for obvious reasons.
He's going Arteta. I'm going Big Ange. But all right, so the combined 11 is Raya in goal. You've got White at right back. You've got Doggy at left back. You've got Saliba and Van de Ven as centre backs. A middle three of Partey, Maddison, and Kulusevski, and a front three of Son, Saka, and. We've kind of have made a friendly bet of Solanke or Havertz.
It's 5-5 with that, by the way.
5-5.
So, really
whoever scores more goals is going to win the combined 11 with Ange as manager. Come on. All right, Lee, pleasure having you on as always, mate. Really good to see you.
Enjoyed it.
I would say best of luck for Sunday, but I don't really wish you it. No. So come on, the Spurs do the job on Sunday. You can't make it 3 in a row. Let's go. And as always, come on, you Spurs.